Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here, and today I'm here to count down my top 5 Shin Megami Tensei games. Now, keep in mind this is my top 5. These are games I played and the ones I've liked the most. And also keep in mind that I have not actually played every single little Shin Megami Tensei game. So if you don't see one that you like on this list, like for instance Strange Journey, I simply haven't played it. Now, with that out the way, here we go. Enjoy the video.
The Demon Lord Lucifer.
Number 5, Shin Megami Tensei 4. Starting off the list is the most recent entry in the mainline series. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't too high on the game after my first playthrough. The game has a lot of issues like an absurdly broken and abusable battle system, but taking another look at the game, I can't deny that it has some great tragic themes that you might miss if you're not paying attention. Like Kiyoharu, a man that desperately clung to the belief that God was coming to save his people, despite the obvious fact that they were abandoned by that very God. Or your two close allies, Walter and Jonathan, two very idealistic young men that only wanted to help create the worlds they thought were just, and how those ideals pushed them to what they ultimately did. And that's just a couple of examples of what this game throws at you with its narrative. Whatever route you take, expect some scenes that will probably leave an impression on you or possibly scar you for life. While being a pretty flawed game, Shin Megami Tensei 4's good points are so enjoyable and memorable that I can't forgive it enough that I'll give the game the 5th spot. Number 4, Devil's Survivor. Number 4 goes to one of the best games the DS has to offer. The narrative of Devil's Survivor is what really hooked me. You're stuck in a barricaded city and have to find your way out in 7 days. And of course the usual SMT shenanigans take place over time, with you having to choose to side with chaos, law, or neutral. There's numerous different ways the story will play out according to the decisions you make. Even your human party can be pretty different from someone else playing the game. And I gotta say, the chaos ending to this game is one of my favorite endings of all time. No spoilers of course, but it is pretty awesome. So if you don't know or haven't noticed from the gameplay in the background, Devil's Survivor is a turn-based strategy game in the same vein as something like Final Fantasy Tactics. It's solid, often pretty challenging, and overall, and probably most importantly, it's fun. I've only played the original version on the DS, but I'd love to get around to playing the updated port on the 3DS.
Rend, slaughter, devour your enemies. There is no other way to survive. You cannot escape your hunger, warriors of purgatory.
Number 3, Digital Devil's Saga. The PS2 is a goldmine of good games with countless RPGs among them. One of the best of those for me is Digital Devil's Saga. This spot really should be for both the first and second games since they're essentially two halves and need to be played together to get the full experience. Digital Devil's Saga follows the tale of the Emblem, a group of warriors that have to fight against other groups in a giant desolate land called the Junkyard. It's essentially a survival game plot with the added twist that in order to maintain your sanity, you have to eat your defeated foes. Yep, cannibalism plays a big role here, both in the story and battles. Speaking of battles, DDS has one of the most fun variants of the classic turn-based battle systems that I've seen to date. All the characters can be customized to whatever general playstyle you desire via the skill tree. Almost no other SMT title lets you customize every single skill you have at your party's entire disposal. So it's pretty cool being able to do it here. Your characters will most likely be in their demon forms, but the ability to fight as regular humans with guns adds another depth to the strategy found here. I could be here all day going on and on about the battle mechanics because Atlas really took the extra step with them here. Both the DDS games will hook you in the way every RPG should, with the story, the battles, and the awesome music.
Persona.
Number 2, Persona 3. Persona 3, the game that started to bring SMT into the mainstream gaming light. Alice struck gold with this game, mixing dungeon crawling with dating sim elements turned out to be a perfect mixture that captured hardcore and casual gamers alike. Throw on top a jazzy hip-hop soundtrack with J-pop sprinkled all over it, and you have one of the best games the PS2 has to offer. I let a friend of mine borrow my copy back in high school, and he described it as crack in a disc. And honestly, I can't disagree. I couldn't put this game down and loved every moment of it. If by chance you haven't played any SMT games, this is the perfect starting point. Number 1. Persona 4. Yeah, the successor to Persona 3 takes the top spot. I actually prefer 3 in various ways, but there's no denying that 4 is just the better game. Take everything Persona 3 did and polish it, and you have Persona 4. Better dungeons, the ability to directly control all your party members, more personas to summon, and the dating sim aspects having more impact on battles are just some of the improvements Atlus made. I'd say it paid off given the game's cult following, and Atlus now milking it for everything it's worth with no signs of stopping. I said Persona 3 is the perfect place to start the series, but honestly you could start with 4 too. It's even easier, has a more lighthearted overtone, and the murder mystery story keeps you interested from beginning to end. Some would call Persona 4 one of the greatest RPGs of all time, and I wouldn't be able to disagree. So there you have it, top 5 Shin Megami Tensei games that I have personally played. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, where's Nocturne? Well, for one, I haven't finished Nocturne because I started that game like 3 times, and every time something happens to my save data, yellow light of death on the PS3, PS2 dying, something doesn't want me to finish that game. But yeah, that's why Nocturne is on the list, and like I said, I simply haven't played all the games. But anyways, let me know what you think of my list. If you are a Shin Megami Tensei fan and you have played the games, let me know what games you like in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.